Hey y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoblob. It is Monday evening and as promised I am back. I'm back on a little later than I thought. Thought I'd be back on at 8. But as you know, my mom's going through a bit of a health challenge at the moment and I need to spend a little more time with her on the phone. The downside to this is that I can't be there with her. And it's a little scary for her. She has to go into a public. Those of you who understand, having to go, Carrie has to deal with this. If I get sick, I have to deal with it. But any of us in a situation where we have to go into a medical facility during this crisis, it's pretty scary. And my mom right now needs IV antibiotics, so she doesn't have a choice. It used to be in Canada that if this happened, they would send a nurse in to administer the IV at home. But with all the cutbacks, they don't have that anymore. So she has to go in. So we just needed to have a little longer talk than normal because she needed a little extra support. Plus, she's in a lot of pain from this infection. So forgive me for being on a bit later than anticipated. I thought I'd be on by 8, but it just didn't happen. But I want to say something. You all are the highlight today of my day. First of all, watching the videos and the beautiful happy mail that has gone out. Like the happy mail that Kathy sent Tree and brightened her day. And the happy mail that Sharing More received brightened my day and made me smile for everybody. And then I saw Donna opening up the beautiful coins and all the beautiful creations like by Judy. And I was so excited. And then Lorraine Barton did her self-care project. Did you all go check it out? If you didn't, I'm putting the link down below. Please go check out Lorraine Barton, who is not so new to our community anymore. But folks, she made her first ever book and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And you'd never know that was a first book. So I'm putting her video link down below. Please go and take a look at it today. She is new to our craft community and this is her first time ever attempting a book. And it's a complicated one like the one I made for Jelly Bean. So please go check it out. I was so impressed and so excited for her. And that was her self-care project for this month. And isn't that inspiring? And then, I saw Heather's video today and I texted Heather and I got teary. First of all, I was proud of Heather for realizing one of her crafty aspirations because she, like Dawn, wanted to try mixed media. She, Dawn, and Marilyn, all three indicated when we talked about crafty aspirations that was something they wanted to dip their toe into a bit more this year. Well, Dawn dipped her toe in. She's been doing a lot of wonderful mixed media creating, and Heather created for Pat and I the most beautiful pieces using all different techniques, all different mediums. I mean, Heather, when you do something girly, you don't do it halfway. I mean, you used all sorts of tactics and techniques. Usually when you're first starting mixed media, you just try 1 or 2, but Heather's got like 6 going on. It was so impressive. And then we got to the whole meaning behind the spoons and I just cried. In this time when we see people being greedy and like not concerned about the welfare of other people, and then you see Heather's project and that juxtaposition, how can you not be moved? How can you not? And I can always use extra spoons. I think I'm in a flare-up right now, and I think it's pretty normal. Judy's in a flare-up. I suspect lots of us are in flare-ups, and that's just because I think the strain of worry affects us emotionally, affects us physically. And I've been worrying a lot about my mom and this virus thing. Solae talked about it honestly today, and I want to applaud you, Solae. I want to applaud you for coming on and saying, if I appear a bit nervous today, it's because I am, and I'm doing my best to deal with it. I thought that was very brave of you, and it made me feel much better about being a bit nervous myself. Someone in our building is not feeling well and was taken to the doctor today, and everybody is so nervous for him because he's very loved in here, and we're praying that it's not the virus. We're not praying for ourselves. We care about him so much that we're worried for him. So please keep that neighbor in your prayers tonight, folks who pray. He's a special person, and we care about him so much. So please just hope for a good outcome for him. But I think that, like Solae, for the first time, I was a little nervous. I didn't sleep well last night, folks. I didn't. I really didn't. All I kept thinking was my mom, and my husband's not going to be able to come back, and my neighbors are susceptible, and am I going to get enough medicine? And I'm worried about my friends who can't get groceries. I'm worried about my friends in different states on here who can't get certain supplies. Thankfully, I have some I can ship them. But it was just a lot on this girl's head last night, and I did not sleep well. And then Heather posted her video, and Solae posted her video, and Ebony posted her happy mail, and Tree did Kathy's, and I thought, what would I do without this amazing community? That just reminds me that human beings are great. Human beings have the capacity for greatness each and every day. It's about the choices we make. And the people on here make a choice to help one another, to support one another, and to cheer one another, right? And that is the healthiest thing. If only more of that was going on this planet, we wouldn't have a food shortage here in Brooklyn, I can tell you that. No, we wouldn't. And we wouldn't have a toilet paper crisis across the country. Today, because I have toilet paper, I went around my building and I said, I have toilet paper. Does anybody need any? Yeah, that's all it takes. And then, one of my lovely grandmas said, listen, I managed to get some decent meat. So she figured that she bought like 5 packages of short rib. And she figured the best way to get like longevity out of it is she's making this special like Puerto Rican soup stew thing for everybody. For everybody. Yep. So that also restores my faith in humanity. But being on here and seeing your videos and everyone's concerned chats and trying to help each other, you remind me each and every day that human beings have the capacity for being beautiful. And in a time like this, you know what? We need that reminder. We just do. We just do. And thank you, Solae, again for your bravery. Really. I think it's great you're able to say that it makes you nervous. It makes the rest of us comfortable saying that it makes us nervous too. So thanks for doing that. I really appreciate it. See, that's sort of what I meant, folks, about the fact that Solae is a very present person. And I, for one, was very grateful to you today. I think it's okay that we tell each other we were nervous and that we're nervous. I think that it's unwise not to be nervous. Anyone who's a thinking person is going to be a little nervous, and sharing it with one another lightens the load. I'm trying to remember what my mom used to say when I was younger. And I used to have like these, I was always built this way where I would think about other people or worry about other people. And my mom would say sometimes, you don't have to carry the heavy load by yourself, that just sharing it lightens it. And it's true. And so as soon as Solae talked about that, it kind of lightened my load too. So thank you, Solae. Well, folks, I've had to open up some of these boxes. Now, I only open them with you, and there's a reason. That's because some of them are ATCs, so I had to put them into that section to do the contest. Some of them are stickers for Miss Stationery and stuff, and for our folks in the UK. Some are a combination. Two of them are gifts for me, and I'm going to share those with you tonight. One of them was my design package that I have been very excitedly waiting for, and I cannot wait to share that with you, but I'm going to do that tomorrow because I want to have it all prepped and ready and very professional. I'm very excited. But I had to open it just for that. Now, if it was for me and it was wrapped, I left it as is so I can share it with you. I'm not going to be able to share with you everything because there's some people also generously sent in gifts for the angels. And I was so moved by that. So I got a few packages in the mail the last few days, and the last couple of days. And some of them were gifts for the angels who have been helping out in this community. And I was so moved by that too. So you see, how can I not be smiling and feeling buoyed by each of you? You people are amazing. You're just amazing. And again, the world would be a much better place if people took an example from your lead. Well, folks, P did send stickers. Whimsical Endeavors did send stickers for Miss Stationery and stuff, and they're super adorable. I knew she was sending them in, and she did. And then she wrote me a note saying, don't kill me. I had these in my stash, and you need them for your bookmaking. Do you see it, y'all? So, Janaea just got one of these. And I have been kind of like asking her, like, what do you think? And if I see it on Instagram that someone has one, I'm like, what do you think? Because I find sometimes We Are Memory Keeper stuff is hit or miss. The crocodile is the best thing ever invented. But my scoreboard is terrible. So it's like, I feel like with We Are Memory Keepers, I have to check. Like, what do you think of this product? But everybody has said this is a vital bookmaking tool. especially for those of us that don't sew, have said what this is amazing for is that, you know, where you're supposed to put the holes and the owl lines, it has it all. And it's actually like a full system for doing it so you can't mess it up. And then you just need to put your bookbinding thread through. Well, I got bookbinding needles this week. My dollar store had them. I couldn't believe it, and I got them. So this came at the perfect time, P. And I'm so grateful because, folks, I'm over the sewing thing. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it this week. I am. Especially now that P, I'd already decided that's why I got the needles. But then P sent this and I was like, wow, is this ever timing? Is this ever timing? So thank you. This is huge. And then I'm going to tell you guys something. I did not even know what this was until Heather asked for it. Like, as one of her things on her list. She didn't ask for anything. Heather never asks for anything. She just said that this is the thing that she wanted to save up for. And I'm like, why? What does it do? Well, once I knew what it did, I was like, well, no wonder you want this. And I had no idea. I mean, it is a tool, folks. It is a serious, weighty tool. And I don't know if P really had 2 in her stash, like she says. She says, well, I had 2 in my stash. And I was like, I'm not sure if you did or you didn't, but I really appreciate it. And thank you. And then I don't know how P knew this. So I told you all, I just got one of these, right? And I didn't get it at first because I didn't think it was that useful a tool. I was like, I'll just cut my own chipboard. But I did end up getting one at Tuesday morning, and I bring it back and forth, and I feel very blessed to have one at all. And P has sent in a second one for me for bookmaking, and I feel very spoiled because, well, this one has even different sizing than mine, but I just feel very fortunate because she wants me to be able to have it for my bookmaking without having to bring my supplies back and forth by post. But with P's permission, I might gift this to somebody who has been an angel in our community and who has been really special and helpful, and does not have one of these. But I need to check with P before I do that, because I know her intention was that I would have it no matter what. So I have to check in and see if it's okay with P. But I'm very blessed, and I want to say thank you, P. Really, thank you. Like, you've enabled my bookmaking. I mean, this is huge. This is why Heather wanted this. I had no idea how important this tool was. No idea until Heather. But this couldn't have come at a better time. It just couldn't have. Especially if I'm going to be locked in my place for 20 days like house arrest. Oh, I'll be sewing my little fingers off. Oh, yes. So that was an incredible package from P. It was like a multi-tiered package. It contained stickers for our wee wishes. It contained incredible bookmaking tools, in some very cute stamps. And I just feel very blessed. I want you all to be thinking about P, who is also going through a very challenging health time right now and can always use our prayers and well wishes. You know, I always ask you to keep her in your thoughts and in your wishes. And I'm going to ask you to do that for me now, if you don't all mind. I'll put P's channel down below. I know most of you know her, Whimsical Endeavors, but I really want you to keep her in your thoughts. Her area is particularly impacted by the virus. They have a high ratio. And so please, just lots of well wishes sent her way, not just because it's a period of suffering for her, that would be enough, but because also they're at more risk. And they're just more vulnerable. And we want to make sure that the people in our community are as healthy as they can be. So I'm going to put her information down below. If you don't know P, I think I'd be really, really surprised. She is an incredibly sweet, supportive, kind, funny lady. In a different way than Susan Titsy Tucker, but really funny and very, very kind-hearted. So I will put her down below. If you have not subscribed to her, please do, and please do check her out. I'd really appreciate it. All right, I know a couple of you reminded me I was supposed to be doing my part for the 1,000 subbies, and I didn't even look today to see yet what the number is. Pat always reports to me in the morning. But if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up. For some reason lately, no matter what, there's always one thumbs down. It doesn't matter if I do a haul. It doesn't matter if I share a beautiful card from a friend. Um, Whoever it is who I'm going to say the same thing that a lot of people have been saying lately because they seem to be having the same experience. First of all, sharing more is right. Negative, negative down, whether it's a comment or it's a thumbs down, believe it or not, folks, in terms of YouTube analytics, that's still counted as engagement. And engagement's a very positive thing. What most people don't know who do the thumbs down and leave negative comments is that it actually ends up boosting the channel's ratings. So by all means, continue to do it. It just helps. It helps out with those numbers. And as we're trying to get to 1,000, all you're doing is helping. It's 1,000 or a certain number of interactions, and every time you do it, you're helping me get closer to my goal. So thank you. I also believe people are entitled to not like a video. I just think it's really interesting that since the holiday issue, we've had a negative every day, which has never happened before. We could surmise that it's one person or another, or there's just somebody who feels better by hitting negative or leaving a negative whatever. And you're always entitled not to like a video. I'm not going to be for everybody. That's for sure. Listen, there's not one person in this world who's liked by everybody. That's just the way it is. What I would say is that, this is a positive community. And so we don't want you to hang here if you don't feel comfortable. We want you to go find a happy home. And we want you to find a place that makes you feel good about yourself. And never to be feeling like you should be visiting here if it doesn't bring you joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, there's 2,000 other channels. By all means, go make their channel your home. Because actually what we want for you is happiness. We don't want you to be so miserable every day that your first thought is to be negative. On here, we do our best to buoy people. And especially new makers or people who are new to YouTube, we want to be welcoming. And we just don't have any time for negativity on here. There's enough negative stuff out in this world that in our world here, we're just grateful to be friends. That's the truth. We're grateful, and we're really grateful to have each other to share our crafting obsession with. Because you know how many times we've all made videos about the fact that we can obsess with each other about paper. We can obsess with each other about tools like this. We can't do that with anyone else in our lives because they're not as in love with crafting the way that we are. So we know that we're blessed to have each other. We really, really are. And this virus too has taught us how blessed we are. There's been a lot of cross-sharing and cross-helping and cross-ordering, and this one's doing this and this one's doing this, and we're working like a team, and we're working like a family. And so we know we're very fortunate. But if you're not a good fit for this family, we do hope you find one that is. Because we'd like everyone to feel as supported and happy as we do. All right, y'all. I'm going to be back on soon with some other mail, but I had to share the amazing book supplies from Miss P. And I want to say thank you very much, P. It was a huge blessing. And while I'm on apartment lockdown, I'm going to be doing some sewing. Oh, yes, I am. All right, y'all. I'll be back on real soon. Bye for now.